Hey, what's up DIYers? Mike Bors with the Mike Bors channel. Thank you for watching. We're talking septic tanks today, and in today's video, we're going to show you the best way to find your septic tanks. Let's take a look. All right, YouTubers outside, and here is our probe. However, let's first look at the upper handle. You've got grips on each side. You've got a larger rod that is welded to the smaller rod or probe. And it goes all the way down to the tip here, and we purchased the 3/8 size. So basically it is just slightly larger than a pencil, and this entire rod is steel. And in my hand we've got a 48-inch or 4-foot long probe, and when it comes time to locating your septic tanks, invest in one of these. These are awesome. We bought it online for about $40, and we bought the 3/8 model or 3/8 diameter. You can get them larger. However, the smaller they are, the easier they go into the ground. So at this point, after looking at our TOS documents or time of sale documents, we know our septic tanks, we have 2 of them, we know they're inside this flower bed. So what we'll do is carefully insert the probe and try to find the top of the tank. If your probe goes that far down and you've got a 48-inch or 4-foot probe, you know the tank's not right here. Pull it out, move over in about 6 to 12-inch increments, and continue probing. Hear that? We have hit the top of our first septic tank. So we'll carefully go over a couple inches, still hitting it, go over a couple more inches, still hitting it, continue on. So we know the edge of this side is right in this area, and depending on what you want to use to mark your edge, that's all personal preference, whether you want to use a flag, a stick, a loose rock lying around. I'll set that in place, again, to properly mark this side of the tank. Pour your probe out, and now we want to find the bottom portion. Hear that? Now make our way outside of the flower bed, where the ground is a little harder, but believe it or not, our septic tank actually goes outside of the flower bed. Let's keep probing until we find the edge. So as you can see, the bottom portion is right in this area. So again, grab a flag, grab a stick, grab a rock to properly mark this side of the tank. Pull your probe out, and now we want to find the opposite side of the tank. So we know this side of the tank is right in this spot right here. Mark this side, and you'll do the same thing to mark the top portion of the tank. So that's tank number 1. Now it's time to find tank number 2. And again, after looking at your TOS documents, you'll know whether or not you have 1 tank or 2 tank. And in our case, we have 2. And it's also important to know there will always be a small gap in between the 2 tanks. And what I recommend is going over about 24 inches or 2 feet to begin probing once again. Hear that? So we're hitting the second tank, and there is the gap in between. So again, this broken brick right here is the edge of our first tank. There is a gap. There it is. The edge of the tank is right here. So there's a gap of about 1.5 feet in between tank 1 and tank 2. And again, referencing our TOS documents, we have 2 tanks and we know they're different sizes. Tank number 1 is 1,000 gallons. Tank number 2 is 1,500 gallons. So our markings for this tank over here are going to be larger than this tank over here. Continue probing to try to find the edge of this second tank. Hear that? So we know the edge of the second tank is basically right in this spot here. And after probing and locating your tanks, now Now it's time to dig your caps. And my recommendation, since you've already probed them, I recommend digging up the caps, because the company that comes out to drain your septic tanks, on average, they charge about $50 to $100 to dig up each cap. And being a DIYer, I'm going to dig up all caps myself. And I'll also mention each tank has an inlet and an outlet cap. And depending on the year and design of your tank, you may have a third cap for your baffle. In our case, we have that third cap for our baffle on the larger 1,500 gallon tank. We don't have that cap on the smaller tank. So again, back to the TOS documents, they're very important to look at and become familiar with. And for your convenience, we have a step-by-step video on how to properly go to your county website and pull up your TOS documents so you can pinpoint the exact location on your property where your septic tanks are. So that's all I want to show you in this video, YouTubers. Hopefully this helps. Do us a favor, below the video, you'll see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. Hey, once you do that, that would be very helpful to us and we would really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. In the next video, we're going to dig up our caps. We'll see you there.